Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So what we've got is we've got another Tuesday treasure, and this is a little lace folio, and this is a flap that flips up underneath. There's also another sheet that you can print onto the back of this, which I'll show you in the middle. But it's got the dotted lines, so that's the flap, and it's got all the dotted lines to fold it. There's another pocket, and there's a little tag or another pocket if you want to put another pocket in, and some buttons. I've just placed some buttons on there. That's the inside of it. However, if you want the lacy bit inside, you can make this your outside. So with the magic of editing, what I'm going to do is cut this out and come back to you. See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. So what I've done is I've scored round all the ends. I actually used the actual folder itself for doing that one, and I did a double one just so that, you know, if you fit a little bit more in, it'll fasten. So there it is that way. But if you want it to fasten that way, you can either flip the image before you print it out if you want the lace on the outside, or you just flip it, print it on both sides and flip it like that. You can use this as a template to go around some other digital or scrapbook paper, or, you know, music paper, anything. The template, you can do whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink round it. I'm going to use ground espresso, and I'm going to ink round both sides. Okay, so we've done this. Now what I need to decide is, do I want the folder lace side up and pop it in, because it's just nice for a pocket. However, you can stick it in. So when it's folded, it measures just under the 5-inch mark by 3 1/4, which is perfect just for a pocket. So I think I'm actually going to go for it this side, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my aqua and gold journal, and it'll go in better this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these down, and then we're going to decorate it. Well, we are going to decorate it when I get this stuck down. And there we have our first pocket. Ideal for tags and ephemera. And I was swithering whether to cut this down and make this a pocket, or whether to put this in there and pop that over there. If you wanted to, you could always have another flap there like that. It's the same, you know, if you didn't want to put that down. And do you know, I think that's what I'll do. So how to do that is corner round, because these are rounded corners. And I'm going to have this as a So what I want is I'm going to turn it that way so I can upside down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, this is the line between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch, so it's 1, 2, 3/8 that I'm doing here, and I'm just going to fold that down. Right, okay, well, it's fine, it's fine. I did want it to come over, but it's not going to, but that's fine. So, I've just been on the phone to my mum. My mum lives in England, but it's a 3.5–4 hour journey to get to see my mum, so I don't get to see her as often as I'd like to. But obviously I can speak to her. So she's just back from Cornwall. She enjoyed 3 weeks in Cornwall, and now she's back. And we're not having the greatest weather here in the UK. And I think we'll have that there, because anybody that knows me knows I love my policy pockets. They're silver. I am looking for brass. I've got 2. So I've got 2 brass ones. Okay, now because I've stuck that pocket on doesn't mean to say I can't put you know, one of these on. Doesn't mean that at all, and I'll show you how we do that. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to find the middles. I'm going to find the middle together. So this is just a little bit of foam out of an old phone case. So I think it actually come from a case when I ordered a glass screensaver for my phone. I think that was part of the packaging, so it's just ideal. I'm moving my light about like I don't know what, sorry. And I guess the middle and poke that in. And then I just twizzle it round a bit. It's not the middle, I can see now it's not the middle, but do I look bothered? Okay. So now I've got a bit of card. And it's just what I cut off. I'm just folding it in half. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that on there. And cut it down a bit. If I wanted to be more particular, I could measure it, but I'm not. And I'm just going to ink round it. And that looks okay. I'm going to stick it together. That's it. And So we'll have number 16 on there. So again, right, so I'm going to use, I've got a pen here, and it's not a pen, it's a ball tool pen, but it's got like a pin rather than a pokey tool, and it's a lot easier, although it's thinner. That means I can put that through now. Okay, and then what I do with that is I just put that through and open the legs, and you can see I've not got them pressed. I don't know whether you can see there. I've not got them pressed right down. There is a space, that's so that I can lift that off so I can get some string behind it. So that's that one. And I think what we'll do is we'll stick this one down first, then I'll do that. And normally I would put tape on the back of those legs, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to put plenty of glue around it. And it's Fabri-Tac I'm using, and I'm just kind of putting it in the middle there. Might be the middle, might not. I think it is. It's a good guess. Okay, so now what I want is, where's my other little, there it is. So this one wants to go here, and I'm just going to put a little pinhole, and I can see it there. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but I can see it. And then I'll poke that through, just make that a little bit bigger. Poke this through. And again, I'm just loosely opening the legs. But now I will put some tape down. I think I've, no I haven't. I use masking tape, and what I do is I usually just ink over the top of it, and it's quite good. I've just ripped a piece off, and I'm just laying that loosely over there. And then I go around. Probably got a bit too much, but there you are, you've got that, it's straight. So we've got that little bit. We'll get some string. And we've got, it's baker's twine, but it's got like a little gold thread through it. I can't remember where I got it from. I probably bought it from the range. It's a shop here in the UK. It's kind of, it's not a cheap shop, but it's not an expensive shop. It's kind of okay, but it does lots of arts and crafts, and it depends on which store you go to on the arts and crafts. We've got two near, well, not two near us, but one has more arts and crafts stuff than the other. Depends on how it sells, on how they stock it. So they do a lot. They do painting, like sewing, but it's all home goods. You know, they do lighting, bedding, garden furniture. They used to have a nice cafe there, but it's a bit not the greatest now. Customer service in it's not the greatest, which I was disappointed, because I used to like going into DD's cafe in the range. Okay, so there we have that, and that fits over there. So now, do I have this pocket there, or do I cut it down and have it there? Or even, there. Nah, I think I'll have it here. Yeah. I think what I might have is I might have a lace belly band. I think I will. I think we'll have a little lace belly band. So I'm just going to trim this down here. And I might need to stitch this on, which means I'll go off camera to stitch it. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Okay, so I'm just pulling that down. Now I'm just going to plonk it on. I was going to fold it over, but again, so we'll leave that to dry because I want that to dry quite well. I'm getting, and I want to kind of pull it tight as well because it will stretch. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll make this a little bit shorter. And what I'm doing is I'm just keeping it slightly away from that fold, turning it over, and I'm just going to trim round like that. Take that away, ink around the edge. So just because you get this template doesn't mean to say you have to keep it as it is. You do what you want. So there we are. And because I'm going to stitch around that, I'm going to stitch around the whole thing. And I'll go back to my art glitter glue and just a thin line. And we'll pop that in there. Okay, now we do have some little tags. Now this is the folder, the file folder that we made in a previous video, and what I'm finding is this size is brilliant for keeping all my bits and pieces in for whatever journal I'm working on. Alright, so we've got some little tags. That's a pocket. Oh, that's my husband coming in. That's my husband coming in, so the dog's decided to have a little bark. See, that's the little folder. Could make a little one even still. We've got some... maybe have a go at using that. Let me have a look. I've got some... I did put some bits in. This is the... Okay, tickets. Got some tickets. See, as you can see, I love these type of things in journals. They always remind me of secret pockets and things, so we'll put that away. So it's these ones I want. So these are the colours, probably more so than them. That and that. So okay, so I'm just going to go away and stitch around the edges, and what I might need to do is open that up and stitch right the way around. So we'll get that done and I will be back. See you in a bit. Okay, that's me back, and I'm just trimming the belly band. So now it's stitched on, and there we are. So we can have, I might put some lace on it elsewhere as well. I think we might have that one in there. I think we'll have, I think I might actually have that one in there, and I'm going to put fasten that up, and we've got, I'm just going to see if this will fit in. This is a file folder I made. It's not going to fit in because of that, so that's fine. Next time I'll make a smaller one. So we've got some, let me have a look. We've got some little numbers which are got library cards. Now these are too small for this, which is fine because I can trim these down, but I quite like the colour of that against that. We've got some postcards, and this is ephemera from the botanical freebie. So I'm just going to do a little bit of trimming. Just check that it goes in first. Yes, it goes in. But one of the things that I usually do with tight pockets like that, oh, I've got hair, I'm molting, is I just, and I can do that a lot easier now because this is stitched round, so, and it just opens up any glue that's kind of snooping, and it also stretches the pocket a bit. And then what we'll do is we'll put that, and I think I'll now go for Vintage Photo, which is a little bit more goldeny. Okay, they're too big, but I'm going to put them in the belly band. Don't want two. I do want this one. And I'm going to put this is like a shipping type tag, Won't go in, so that's that sorted. That won't go in, that's fine. But what I would like is I would like one of them in. So I'm going to trim a little bit off that. And then I need to get ready after this video because we're going to pick up our new car today. So I'm quite excited about that. As my mum calls it, a throw-up green. It's a very, very bright citrusy green. So I quite like the bright colours in the cars. So it's an SUV, but a small one, just ideal for me and my husband. And we're going to have some tickets. And these come with the aqua and gold kit. And I don't know whether to put them in there or whether to put them in the belly band. I think the belly band. And I think I might do a little bit of stamping as well. Now, I did have the things on there. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put a grommet in here. I'm going to put a small and that's green. Put a yellow one in. Whoops. So there we are. And that's how we're going to fasten that down, because that's quite chunky now. And if you wanted, you could do another line there to make it, you know, sort of like so that you had, like what I did with that one. I've done a double line. If you wanted, you could put a double line in there. It's up to you. I've not done it. I'm not that bothered. So I'm going to get some twine again. And it is twine I'm using. So we'll put that in there. Tie that in a knot. And then wrap it round once, twice, 3 times. Reminds me of the Commodores. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Okay, now what I want on there is I want something just a tiny little bit of chain, and it's just junk jewellery that I've picked up at the thrift shops, charity shops, or whatever you call them, and just pulled them to bits. Just strip them down, and the chains I always use, and there we are. So I think that's okay for the fastener. So now what I want to do is I want to open it and see what else I can put in. So I want some, so I said I was going to do some stamping. So what stamps have we got? I'm just taking stamps that are handy. Right, so this looks like kind of a naturey one, but that's fine. So I'm going to take these out of there. And I think we'll have that on there. Let me have a look. No, I'm going to have that one on there. And I'll use the VersaFine Smoky Grey, because I don't want it to be too. I just want it to kind of a blend in stamp. Like that. Perfect. That is absolutely perfect. And I'm going to open this because I'm going, and this you should really do before you. However, I decided to do it afterwards, so and as you can see, that's getting in the way, but not too badly. So then and the wee stamp like that. A bit on the, there we are. And do we want a bit on there? I think we'll do the other one. I'm just going to move this up. Just so that that doesn't interfere. Perfect. See, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think I might do some stamping down there. So we'll take these out. And it's more near the lace, but it is on the crease. And I can move the lace a bit. And there we are. Take that off and we'll have a bigger one. It doesn't matter if it doesn't all show up. It's just to give the background interest. And yeah, I'm doing secondary and third stamping or whatever, triple. I'm not even stamping the full thing. Yeah, I'm quite liking that now. Again, under there, and it's looking good on the lacy card. Now I'm just wondering how I'm going to get it on here. So part of it is, which is fine, so I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to just, because what I want is I want some of it on that, but with my fingers I can manipulate it round like that. And there we are. So I'll put these back because they need cleaning. And I want a stamp on there, but I'm going to use the destination. No, I'm going to use this one. It's a little bit bigger, that doesn't matter. And it is a little bit wonky, so I'm just trying to match it up with the white box. And there we are. And then we can have that. So we can, that doesn't go in there. These go in here. Don't need any stamps on these bits because they're quite busy anyway. So we'll put that in there. I am going to put that in that pocket. I'm going to put these back in here. With a postcard. And then we'll fasten that one up. And I'm just going to go for some stamping, but what I am going to use is I'm going to use the vintage photo, because I don't want it, and I don't want it perfect, I just want it and it just matches in with the. And again, I'll do this. This is kind of writing. So it's kind of random. So you don't have to use the full stamp. You can use any part. It looks good. Try this bit because this has got writing on it. Yep. And we'll put some on here. Now just finish off stamping that off. And there we have it. So we've got a belly band, a pocket and an envelope in one cute little folio that you can actually use as a template if you want. That through there, and we shall see what it looks like in a journal. I don't think that pocket's big enough for it. I will put another pocket in. That's better. There we are, and that's how it fits in. Or if you want, you can attach it, but then you would need to put a fastener there, not wrap it round. So I hope you get something out of that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Enjoy your Tuesday treasures. Bye.